In this video, I'm going to show you how to publish a Python package on Conda and conda-forge. So in the previous videos, I already showed you how to publish a package on PyPI, and so it would be nice to have a package both available on PyPI and Conda, because those are the two common ways that Python packages are being installed. And so let me give you an example. If you go to the GMap website, and if you look at here, some of the pages, the first two here represent, for example, the PyPI and Conda. So if you click this one, it should take you to the PyPI website, and this is where basically the PyPI. You can go to the home page. You can search any project in here. So this is basically the primary Python package, basically the entire software repository for all the Python packages. And the other one here is the Conda. So similarly, if you click the link, it should take you to this one. And this one is basically different from the official one, but it's also one of the largest software Python package repositories maintained by Anaconda. And so this one is some way better than the PyPI, because it can deal with dependency conflict. It can resolve that's why we use Conda actually to install packages rather than using pip. Pip sometimes just install. It might basically break your Python environment, because some of the dependencies or some of the packages might have some conflict in terms of different package versions. So that's why we want our package to be available on both Conda and also PyPI. Also, this one you can take a look at the files. For example, different version. You can also take a look at how many downloads. PyPI does not allow you to see it, but this is the way that you can see, for example, how many people have downloaded your packages and install. So this is what we're trying to do. We're going to publish our package on here, make it available in here, so anyone can install using Conda. Okay, and in order to do that, there are a couple of steps that we need to go through. And let me go through here. The first step that we need is basically a recipe. So you can go to the conda-forge stage recipes. So this is the one that we need. A recipe basically means if you look at the example in here, metadata YML, and this is kind of a sample, but it looks quite complicated, but it can be very simple, and I'm going to show you here step by step. You can go to the link is in the description, so you can click the link in the description to go to this website. And all you need to do, you need to go to the upper right corner. You need to fork this repo to your account, because this is basically the master repository, and we want to add something to this one so that it can be incorporated into the Conda channel, but we cannot make changes directly on this repository. So we need to basically fork and then submit a pull request, and this is how we can make contribution to the open source community, because this is how we collaborate. So all you need to do, click the fork, and you can fork to your account, right? So because I already did it before, I already have that one on my account, so I can just click the link. And so right now, this is the one that the repository under my account. Then I can make changes to this account and then push the changes back to the master. And once it's being reviewed, accepted, then it become part of the official, the package become official in the Conda channel. So what we need to do, you also need to make sure that you bring your branch up to date. Right now it says it's even, so it's the most up to date. So next step is that we need to clone the repository to our computer. So what we want, you can just simply copy the URL, and then we can come back to here, go to our computer, anywhere you like. So I'm just going to maybe go to my documents folder and then GitHub. So from here, I'm just going to open the Git bash. You can open terminal or any way you like. Yeah, I think you can also open using Visual Studio Code, but in this case, I'm just going to git clone and then right click, paste the URL, right? So we're going to clone this repository to our computer and just hit enter. It should take some time, because this repository is relatively big, because there are thousands of people actually commit to that repository. So the history might be, the historical file might be pretty large. So once it's finished, then we can open the repository to make changes. Okay, it's done. Then we can get in here, right click, open with Visual Studio Code. Then you can take it up in here. And right now you can, for example, you can take a look at the recipe. This is just example, it has nothing in there. You can also look at the description if you want, step by step. So if you go to the conda-forge, oh, by the way, so this is after your package become available, you can search here, conda-forge.org, and then packages. You will be able to search your package here, just like on PyPI. So for example, I can search GEmap. You should be able to find this one. It's called GEmap field stock. Okay, it's going to navigate in here, so it become one of the repository under this conda channel. And this is how we can make changes. If you update the package, for example, I updated the package 9 days ago. This is everything is going to be in here. So this package is used to automatically build the package and then deploy to here. Right? So they are all linked together. So next, let's come back to here. Look at the main web page, and you can scroll down. You should be able to see, for example, all the description and how to get started. But don't worry about it. I'm going to show you step by step. Once we open this one in Visual Studio Code, we might want to make some changes. But before we can do that, we actually need to do one more step. So I'm going to show you here. You can go to any folder you like, and then we need to open Anaconda prompt. So in order to build the package and then put it into Conda, we need to have a so-called recipe. So that's why this repo name is called stage recipe. So we actually need to have a recipe, and I can show you kind of what does the recipe look like. You can go to one of the example. You can also look at the link in the description. So this is another package that I submitted a couple of days ago, last week, and you can look at the file. For example, file change. So this is the new file that I added. So the recipe, it has directory. So the name of your report, your package, and within the folder you have one file called meta.yaml. So this is exactly the recipe, and this is how Conda used to build the package. So next, let's try to create a recipe. You don't have to do that manually. There's a way for you to actually create a recipe automatically. So once you open, for example, open Anaconda prompt, then you can conda activate, for example, the environment that we created before, conda activate demo, and then from here we need one command actually to build the package. So what we want to do, you can just hit conda skeleton, skeleton, and then pi, and the last one will be the name of your package. So my package is called geodemo, and that's it. So conda skeleton pi geodemo, and then hit enter. It will show you if you already installed the conda build before, you will directly execute. But right now, so we have not installed the conda build package yet, so that's why we need to additional step. So you'll be conda install, and then conda build. So we are trying to install this package so that we can generate a recipe automatically. So you just need to hit enter. It might take some time to resolve the dependencies. Okay, and then just type y, hit enter. So it might take a couple seconds to install all the requirements, and after that we can rerun the command that we entered earlier. You don't need to re-enter. You just need to press your up arrow on your keyboard, right? So click this one. So conda skeleton pi again. You need to replace the last one as the name of your package, and then just hit enter. Conda skeleton pi geo demo. Directory already exists, so looks like I might already have something under my user here. User, let me take a look. My name, And if okay, I already have this one, so you need to navigate to other folder, otherwise it won't work. So we can maybe navigate to the other one, cd downloads or something, okay, and then hit enter. Okay, so just make sure that, because it's going to create a folder called GeoDemo, since I already have a folder under my user directory, so I cannot actually put in here because I already have something in here. And after that, we do it again, conda skeleton. So this time it should go ahead to create a recipe for us. So it's going to go to the downloads folder. You'll be somewhere in here. Let me delete this one. It might take some time, but usually it should not be too long. Once we have the recipe, then we can use that to make some modifications, because the default one created, it doesn't meet the requirement for the conda-forge. So we need to make some changes before we can actually get like one submitted. Okay, so okay, it's done, and then you should be able to see this one. So this is the directory right now, and also we have the meta YML. So this is the one that we need right now. What we want to do is to copy this one, copy the entire folder, and then go to the directory. So earlier we cloned the repository into GitHub, and then stage recipe right in here. You need to put your recipe within the recipes folder. So copying here, if you see the example, right, we just paste in here, paste your directory. So now your package, this is the name of your package, and this is the recipe. So once it's done, then we can open Visual Studio Code again. You should be able to see here from the recipe, right? And this is the one. Oh, no, this one. It's this one, GeoDemo, meta YML. Okay. So if you look at the file inside, something you need to change, but most of those you can keep as it is. So first, don't make changes to these lines. Okay, this will be automatic. So this, all the information is pulled from the PyPI, right? So it represent the name and the different version, and also the so-called the source, right? The URL. You don't want to make changes to anything in here. And starting from the next few lines, this is where we need to make changes. So make sure that you follow exactly. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble uploading this one to conda-forge. Okay, so next, I can show you here the example. This is the one that I built for the leaf map package, the other one. So all you need to do, there are a couple of things you need to do. So the first one here, you want to add this one, non-arch Python. So this one means it doesn't matter it's Windows or Linux or Mac. They're all the same. So you want to add this one, copy, and then come back to here to this line again, number, right, the second line, and then paste. Okay, so once you have this one, we also need to make changes to others in here. So the first one here, host and run. So these two are different. So for the host, based on my experience, you always just make sure that you have pip and Python. You need to remove all others. If not, after you submit the your pull request, they are going to ask you to review and make changes. So this just make it simple for us and for other people. So just similar like this one in here, right? PI. You also need to specify a version, right? Version, they say greater than 3.6 and pi. And in here you can add all the requirement, the packages that you need, right? So the host is just the pip and Python, and this one will be all the other packages, but you also need the Python repeat in here. Okay, let's come back to here one more time, and so you need to delete all other requirements. Do exactly like what I'm doing in here by PI, and then for this one, you'll be greater than 3.6. Depends on the requirement. It can be 3.7, but usually 3.6, a greater or equivalent. Okay, greater equal than 3.6. And so similarly, you need to do this one exactly the same, just like this one. So they need to be consistent. So this is the requirement. If you don't specify version, they're going to ask you to make changes. So just do that. Once you have these two, then we can move to the next line, a license MIT and the license file, because the license file we we already incorporated one, and it's the name in here, license doc. Oh, this one looks like our package. If you go to the geo demo package, somewhere, 1 second, geo demo. If you use my template, so the package already have the license built in, so the file is already included, and what we need to do is just to type license. So this will be the name of the license uppercase. That's it. And then the documentation, for example, documentation URL and also the development URL. The development URL is basically just the GitHub URL. It's the same thing in here. And the next one, the documentation URL, is the website. Okay, so yours might be something, your username github.io. Mine is slightly different. So you just need to use the one that you use for your documentation website, and then remove. So the last one here is your main your GitHub ID, right? So just enter your GitHub ID in here, GSW case, lowercase. Okay, done. I think we are finished. So this is exactly what you need to do. I'm going to recap what we just did. Okay, so you need to add this line, known as Python, and you need to remove all other packages from here, from the host. Under the host, you only have 2 items, okay, pip and Python. Also specify a version, 3 point something. And this depends on what kind of basically, if you look at your requirements.txt, geodemo, for example, requirements.txt, so anything that you put in here, it should be automatically added in here when you use the step I showed you earlier to create the recipe. So it should be automated, but you need to make sure that you add the Python version in here. That's it. And then add the license file, license. Okay, also add these 2 lines, documentation and also the development URL, your GitHub URL, and also your mkdocs website. And last one here is your username. That's it. So once you have made the changes, then you will see here on GitHub, the Visual Studio Code, it shows that this file has been added. So next, what we need to do is to push the changes to GitHub. So we can just edit a commit message. I can just say adding geodemo recipe. Okay, ICIP, right, recipe. Let me take a look at in here. Just make sure that I'm doing it correctly. Geodemo. Okay. And once you type this one, you can hit Control Enter. It's going to commit, and then once you Control Enter, push the changes to GitHub. So push, and it might take a couple seconds. Once it's pushed to GitHub, then you can go to your GitHub repository. For example, this is the one that I just pushed. So if you refresh, now it shows you that, okay, this branch is 1 commit ahead of conda-forge master, right? So you can also select the commits in here. So this is crazy, 66,000 commits. There's lots of packages, but this is essentially the one that we just added, and you can click the commit. You see the changes that we just added, right? So the next step is to submit a pull request. You can see this one from the web page in here, pull request. And you can just click this one. It's going to automatically show you that, okay, able to merge. That means that there's no conflict. So we can do that, just add merge this one. So what you need to do, just click this one, create pull request. And you can add a message, for example, in here. So head repository. Basically, we are trying to push the changes from our account to the conda-forge account. So this one is official. Keep that in mind. Only do that when you are ready. If your package is not ready, don't do that, because this is going to make it available for anyone around the world, and there are people going to review they have a lot of people actually helping review the package. So make sure that you do things professionally. Okay, so you can do the same thing, adding, for example, this is the title of the pull request, adding the geo demo recipe, and then you can if you want, you can read through the instruction in here, but you can just simply click create pull request. And now you will see this one here now become officially in the conda-forge recipe. So you can click, for example, the pull request, and it's here, right? We see a green mark. That's good, but I think it takes time to actually to run the all the tracks. This might take a couple minutes, but if you see the green all turns green, then that's great because it has no conflict and the package has been tested successfully on multiple platforms, and it will be easier to be accepted. If you have any errors, you need to fix those errors. So if you go back to, for example, the pull request, you will see some of this. This basically means that it has problems. It's not going to be accepted. So that's why you need to go through, make sure that things has been tested successfully. If you click any of those, you can see what kind of problem they're having. Right now, this one is green. That means it's still being working on. So, and from here, you can this is basically a checklist. Okay, the checklist, you need to check each one, make sure that you follow the instruction. Title of this pull request is meaningful, so adding blah blah blah. Okay, so that's good because we are adding the geo demo recipe. License file is package. It is because when you the package from the, pull from the PyPI, so the PyPI already automatically include the license, so you can directly check this one. Source is from official source. Yes. The package does not vendor other packages. Yes. The state library, the license is packaged. Yes. Build number is from 0. Yes. If you want, you can go back to the Visual Studio Code. You can see here the build number. It's always 0, so don't make changes to this number. It should be automatic. And then a table rather than a repo. So the table, actually that one is from PyPI. So it's this one here. This is the URL automatically from PyPI. And yes, GitHub users listed in the maintainer section have posted a comment. Okay, because we are the user, and when in trouble, you can check the notice base. Okay, we haven't run into trouble yet, but you can check. Make sure you check all the lists, and once the package, all the tracks have been completed successfully, then we can ask someone to ask them to, okay, it's ready, you can review. I'm going to pause the video and wait until this is finished, and then I will come back. Okay, so now all the tracks have passed. It took almost 15 minutes to finish all the tracks. You can show here, so all the tracks. What you need to do is to make sure that your recipe pass all the tracks. If anything fails, then you need to fix it. You can submit, commit another changes to your repository. It will be automatically be reflecting on here. So until you see the green marks of them, you won't be able to actually merge this one to the master branch. So once there's one last step you need to do. We can scroll up to the top and then click here, edit. Okay, because earlier it showed some tips in here what you need to do. Once your package is ready, then you can ping add the theme. So this is the one, because we are using a Python package, so we can copy this one and then copy, cancel, then goes to the bottom here, because once your package is ready, you want someone actually to take a look at your repository. So we need to just add this one, and then you can say something like this. Okay, the recipe has passed all checks and is ready for your review. Thanks. Okay, so and then just hit comment, and basically you are notifying the team that okay, your package, your recipe is ready. And after they review, if they want you to make some changes, they will let you know. Otherwise, it will be merged automatically into the master branch. And once it's merged, it might take a couple hours. then your package will be available on here, just like this one. So you want to have something, for example, conda-forge packages and the name of your package, also the version, right? So you will be able to see all the information that we submitted earlier in the recipe. It will be coming up in here, for example, the license, the homepage, documentation, something like that. You can also look at the file. So after it's compiled, making it available, then you can see who, how many people actually have downloaded your package. Okay, so that's all for this. Basically all the steps you need to take. And let's do a quick recap how you can publish a package on conda-forge. So what you need to do, you need to basically clone the conda-forge repo stage recipe. You can look at the links in the description. You need to go to here and then fork, and then you need to add your recipe into the main repository. And then you can use conda skeleton PyPI and the name of your package to actually build the recipe automatically. And then you copy the recipe into the stage recipe within your account, and you make some changes to make sure that you fix those issues that I mentioned earlier. After that, you commit the changes back to GitHub, and then you submit a pull request. And once the pull request pass all the checks, then you can add the Python team, ask them to take a look at your repository. And so hopefully you are waiting for some emails that are telling you that okay, it has been merged, and that's good. And after a couple hours, then you can check the conda-forge, and your package will be showing up in here. And this is what the entire procedure, how to publish a package on Conda. I will have another video showing how to update, because if you update your package through PyPI, you also want the conda actually to automatically update the package. So I will do that in another video. Okay, so that's all for this video. Hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.